The Indiana Pacers continue to hang on to the third spot in the East despite the loss of Victor Oladipo. Kristen Ledlow sat down with Myles Turner to discuss how Oladipo's injury made them stronger. Nate McMillan coaching through adversity and his improvement on defense.
Oladipo is down holding his right knee.
Victor's hurt, and they called him the doctor out.
Oladipo has meant so much to this franchise.
It's just one of those things that you never want to see that.
What was your initial reaction when you heard that he would not be with you the rest of the season?
We were all shocked. You know, it definitely took us a couple games to kind of bounce back, and I think the shock was just felt all through Indiana. I think everybody was down. Everybody was kind of depressed about it, but we realized, man, we still got 40-something more games to play. We're still fighting for something. So I think Vic's positivity through it all is kind of what helped us too.
Shout out to all the fans, everybody who reached out and prayed for me. The surgery was amazing. It was truly a success, and I'll be back better than ever. Everybody stay feathery. Shout out to all my teammates, man. Keep pushing.
His mindset towards everything is just attack, and I mean, he kind of just passed that along to us. And when your leader's out like that, but he can still have such an impact on the team, that's big time.
A lot of people thought that the season was over when Victor's season was. What do you feel like has made the difference for this team?
I just think that we really banded together. I think the Vic's injury really kind of rallied us all together. We have such a tight-knit group that I think when Vic went down early in the season, it was good for us because we kind of figured it out more and more. And now that we knew he was down, we just really rallied together and really just fight for him. We hate to see that it happened, but I think it was a blessing in disguise just for our group to be able to know that we can come together like this.
Your coach is once again in this Coach of the Year conversation. What stands out to you about the way that he's led you all through adversity?
He's never lost his structure or his composure at that. I think Nate's always been a very business-first mindset.
We're not going to wait till somebody punch us in the mouth before we get it right. As soon as we step out on the floor, we have it right.
Nate's I'm not going to say he's militant, but he kind of keeps a certain structure for this team, and we all kind of just fall in line. And he never lost that when Vic was out. Vic, coach doesn't play favors or anything like that, so he just kept us all in line, and he rallied us together as well. And told us, hey man, this season's not over.
Williams down the lane, met there by Turner. Hand on the glass. Here's Siakam.
Oh yes, and then there is Turner right there at the top. Oh my goodness! Want to go get it, big fella.
What do you feel like is the most important aspect of your growth in this game?
Oh, the defensive side of the ball. I've always been someone that can defend the rim, block shots, but the organization came to me last season, at the end of last season, man, we need you to be one of the best defensive guys in the NBA for us to be able to get to where we want to get to. And I really took that to heart this summer, putting in a lot of work on just my lateral movement, the way I move, the way I react, watched a lot of film, and it's nice to see it come to fruition a little bit.
Is that blocking ability an innate, kind of natural ability, or is it a skill that you feel that you've developed?
No, I believe that shot blocking is definitely something that is you can't learn. Like either you have it or you don't. You can be good at timing, you can be good at rotations, but as far as just going to go get the ball, it's just a certain sense you have to have.
Victor Oladipo, a friend of the program, so we certainly want to send some love to him and have a healthy recovery with his injury. And, it's been surprising to, I think, all of us to see how the Pacers have held down that third spot in the East without their all-NBA guard. I mean, they've been really resilient this year, Sekou.
Yeah, it's been a product of, to me, what Nate McMillan has really instilled in this group, 3D. Mm-hmm. He's asked them to kind of surrender some of the side benefits of chasing individual glory early in their career to be a part of something maybe that's a little bit different. They didn't have a catalyst after they lost Paul George. They didn't have that one guy. I don't even think the Pacers envisioned Victor Oladipo coming back to the state of Indiana where he played his college ball and being the kind of anchor and star he's been for them since he came back. The injury, of course, was unfortunate, but that group got an opportunity to play some games last year and this one without him, and I think that gave them a bit of a blueprint on how to manage things without your catalyst, without your best player in the lineup.
Guys, when you look at Tyreke Evans, Darren Collison, Bogdanovich, Sabonis, throw him in there, Kyle Quinn, and I even throw Thaddeus Young in there. All these guys were on other teams 2 years ago that no one thought they would be part of the rotation. We talked about Bogdanovich being in Washington. Think Washington think they still had him now for his outside shooting the way he's playing now? So that's why I like what Nate McMillan has done, is taking guys from different teams over the last 2 years where most people thought that he couldn't be in a part of a playoff rotation. And to your point, Orlando and OKC gave up early on Victor Oladipo, and we know him from being back in D.C. He went back home, went back in the lab, got back into the gym, back into the weight room, worked on his body, and became an all-star. So everything that franchise has done bringing in players, you applaud it, and I agree with you. None of us thought they'd still be at the 3 spot this late in the season after his injury.
And you mentioned all of those guys who have taken on different roles. Thad Young is like the Swiss Army knife on defense, and Myles Turner has turned into this anchor on the backside of that defense. But offensively, you kind of looked at that group and went, okay, so who's going to carry that load? That's been Bo Buckets. Bojan has been cooking all season for them, and really, as far as just production is concerned, has stepped up in that role.
Well, the reason he's done that, though, because Nate McMillan has reassured him to go play his game. And now you look at Tyreek Evans and you look at Darren Collison, they're being solid point guards sharing the basketball. Because as a catch-and-shoot guys like he's showing us, say, cool, you cannot catch and shoot if the point guard's not feeding you the right way. So it's a hand-in-hand situation with this team that point guards play the right way. Now a guy like this can show his true talents, which is shooting the basketball.
His season average at 17 a game since Victor Oladipo went down for the year at 22 a game.
That speaks to, really what we're talking about here, and that's the compensation level that you can lean on your team for when you lose a player of Victor Oladipo's caliber. Bogdanovich has been a guy, 3D, who's been a complimentary player everywhere he's been. This is kind of his first opportunity in the league to really be the guy. And he looks like he is thrilled to have that chance. That's what you want. You want a guy that's eager to step into that mix and show you that he's a better player maybe than we've been giving him credit for.
Certainly, the Indiana Pacers keeping us involved with their season, how great they've been playing without Victor Oladipo.